question being, how can prescription medication be made more affordable for seniors?
So the first thing is the donut hole. I just mentioned that. Thanks for, I don't have to repeat that. Now, the second thing is that it is a federal law prohibiting Medicare from negotiating drug prices. That's an absurd law. The DOD does it for the VA. The VA can say, I've got X number of patients. I want to negotiate the price of Lipitor. And they have to negotiate the price of Lipitor. In other countries, developed countries in this world, England, Germany, Japan, Canada, they negotiate drug prices. A Lipitor may cost you about $2.50 here, but it might cost you 47 cents in England. That's not right, and the reason it's not right is because we fund the research and development for the entire world for drug development here in our country because we're paying a high price. And this comes out of the federal government. We're paying a high price of our tax dollars going to fund the research and development for the entire world. We're subsidizing care in these developed nations, and that needs to stop. What I think needs to happen is that we should negotiate drug prices for Medicare. There should be a law that says we will not pay 1 penny more for the same prescription in our country than there is in, let's pick 5 index nations of well-developed nations. And that will bring the cost of their drugs up, but it's going to bring the cost of our drugs down, and we're going to share the benefit, and we're going to share the burden of research and development.
I'm going to have to say that I agree with Dr. Rogers in reference to that. And in reference to the pharmaceutical cost, I see what my mother has been going through as far as her pharmaceutical cost. And it just enrages me that even if you have insurance, the insurance still, the prices of pharmaceutical drugs are so astronomical. And you wonder, this is America. We should be taking care of our own citizens. We should be taking care of individuals. And yes, we should do a comparison and contrast of what other countries are doing and implement that. So I'm going to have to say that I agree with Dr. Rogers. I would totally support exactly what he has said as well. Remember, I'm on the state level. This is more of a federal question. Thank you much.
Well, we should have had more congressional candidates up here and maybe the presidential candidates. It is a federal issue. What we can do at the state level, I think that Dr. Rogers said something that everyone was nodding their head. We do an awful lot of the research and development for almost every one of the drug companies here in America. And because of that, some of these pills are $110 instead of being $20. Many of us know people who have gone to Canada and gotten medicines from Canada because it's a heck of a lot cheaper getting your erythromycin there or whatever it is, because over here it costs 4 or 5 times more than it would in Canada. I think that that's something that the federal government has got to realize, understanding that companies have to reap what they have put in. If their research and development is costing them hundreds of millions of dollars, at some point they've got to reap that money back or they're going to go out of business. But there should be some sort of a balance where people can get medication. Some of these cancer medications are $1,000 an injection or more. So we should have some sort of a balance where the companies can get their money back and be productive and make money, but also understand that our citizens here need to get medicines, especially our cancer or AIDS medicines, things like that, that will help us in the long run. It'll keep our citizens alive. It'll make for a better America.
So I think I'm just going to join the chorus here and nod my head and say amen. But I will say that we did have a ballot initiative a few years back on some of these issues. So it is an issue that's at the federal level, but it does bubble up from time to time in terms of the pharmaceutical industry and how they protect their interests versus the consumer and others. But I think I may speak for all of us in saying that we would have offices that if you called us, we would work with you. We wouldn't say that's a federal issue, that's a state issue. We would caseworkers that when you called say, look, it may be a federal issue, let us make the call for you, let us put a letter in. Because all of us should be working collaboratively, and I've gotten to know several of the electeds running in this race, and I would like to think that we build upon that to say when someone calls my office on a federal issue, I'll call the right congressman or get the right person in touch with, so that you guys, when you have an issue, whether it's an elder abuse issue or it's something in terms of an identity theft, we often don't know who to call, and not everyone knows that we're going to Google it. But sometimes who an elected official is. You can call that office. I hope I would be one of those people that you wouldn't be afraid to call. So thank you.